Hello, welcome to my channel or welcome back. Today I have a quick update, but I think it's pretty interesting. And it is for two projects that I'm working on, but I'm making this fast. I'm also kind of like, you might be like, what's going on with how I look? Basically, we just flew in today when I'm recording this, and I've been up since 5 in the morning, but East Coast time. And right now it is almost 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. So I'm tired. I didn't actually put on makeup except for like the barest amount of eyeshadow. My one eye keeps twitching because I'm tired. My family is downstairs doing stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I have a few minutes. I will do a quick little update, and then I'm gonna go back to like making dinner and getting us ready for bed early. So my updates are for Pan That Palette and also Finish 5 in 2025. So my Finish 5 in 2025, I picked 5 products. You can go and watch. I have a playlist with all those different things. I talk about the different things, so you know, you can see. And the only thing that's left is just a quick cut in to show that I forgot that I didn't have much left of this highlighter last update, but I thought I'd already finished it because it didn't really take much longer after I'd posted that. So here we go, completely empty, nothing left, all done. So now I only have one highlighter left in my collection, which feels great. So the only thing left in my Finish 5 is the blushes that are pressed together in here. And I wanted to see what would happen this past month if I used it every single day. You know, maybe I could put another blush with it, but I was mostly just using this in the look and using it every day. I figured it would be good because for 2 weeks of the time, over 2 weeks, I was going to be away. So, you know, I would only want to bring one blush, and this one just goes with everything basically. So I'm not wearing it today, but it was 57 and 7/700 grams, and I think you can tell, especially when you see the before picture, but I used 76 hundredths of a gram because it's now only 57 and 100 grams. And let's see, I have to look back to see. So this compact is only 53 and 8800 grams. So that means I have roughly 3 grams left of product to use. So I still think I could finish this by the end of the year. I just have to keep focusing on it. You know, I mean, I'm trying to use my other blushes too and not just let them sit, but I think that's pretty exciting. And that was a lot of use because the other months I definitely, I don't know, is that my most? Now I gotta look back again. Yeah, I think that was almost my best usage. There was one other update where I had used almost an entire gram, but yeah, I still feel pretty good about that. So the other item that I want to update you on, and I hope you can see me. I don't, like I said, things are not thinging today, okay, including my brain. So I did have my Ulta Beauty palette, and I said I was going to leave it home for when I traveled because I'm not going to bring this whole thing for these 2 tiny shades. But I was thinking about it, and I'm like, but they're really good eyebrow shades for me, like together. So could I press them together into, you know, an empty eyeshadow pan and just bring it with me? So I did that. Unfortunately, just now I kind of ruined it a bit when I was pulling it out of the pan. I used my magnet and it's a little too strong. So I'm gonna put this just in one of my regular magnetic palettes. Like I had it in a little single thing that I brought with me, which was great for travel, but yeah, not for this purpose. So I did have a pan. Yeah, I'll show you a picture, but basically I put the gray shadow on one side and the maroon side on the other, and then I was kind of dabbing back and forth when I was using it, and you know, I didn't really care that it was mixing. Okay, so the goofy thing, when I repressed it, did I weigh? I did weigh the pattern. Okay, so it was 51 and 4800 grams. Then when I repanned, you know, and took the stuff out, the palette weighed 50 and 9400 grams. So that should mean that I used, or took out from that palette 54 hundredths of a gram. And so in the little palette though, in the empty pan, it weighs though 2 and 45 hundredths grams. In just, a couple weeks then of using it, it is now down to 2 and 28 hundredths grams, which means I used about 17 hundredths of a gram. So, by that logic, if that's kind of how it's going to go, I feel like this could get used up, pretty quickly. Now, like I said, some of that might be because it got a little busted when I was taking it out just now. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I use closer to 1/10 of a gram, but even still, in like 5 months that I could finish this, that would be the end of the year, or less, because that, like I said, that was only a couple of weeks. And just to give a little bit more numbers for you, if you like it, the previous update, it was 51 and 51 hundredths grams with the palette. And then when, like I said, when I repressed it, it was 51 and 48 hundredths. So I'd only used 3 hundredths of a gram in like the 3 weeks there. So repressing, I guess I'm able to go through more of it. But yeah, we're gonna see. So like I said, this should be a quick update, although I feel like I've been rambling, but as I just said, I just came here. I have not been filming for a while. I am not on my A game, but hopefully the numbers, pictures are interesting for you. And continuing forward with the Pan That palette is just gonna be the one little eyeshadow pan until it gets used up. And yeah, I feel like it simplified things a lot. But thank you so much for watching this one. I promise I'm usually better than this. And until my next video, I hope you'll be doing well, and I'll see you then. Bye.